147. Abdul Rafi, you can start with it.
Geothermal power. So should I start reading?
Yes, beta.
Geothermal power, geo meaning earth and thermal meaning heat, is the energy derived from the heat of Earth's core. Geothermal energy is produced from Earth's heat, absorbed in underground water such as hot springs. The holes are drilled into the land to pump out hot water. This hot water or steam is used to drive turbines to produce electricity. The advantages of geothermal energy include being renewable, providing a constant supply, and being relatively pollution-free. If properly developed, it can offer renewable and sustainable energy. The disadvantages include the high cost of construction of a power station and its maintenance. In order to produce useful energy, its limitation to uh, volcanic areas, the threat to power stations from eruptions and earthquakes. Geothermal potential in Pakistan. Geothermal resources of the world are within areas of crustal weakness such as plate margins and centers of volcanic activity. Pakistan seems to have geothermal potential because a plate margin passes through Pakistan and it lies in an earthquake zone, according to a uh, geo geotectonic framework survey conducted by United Nations and Italian experts. Pakistan has a potential of commercially exploitable sources of geothermal energy in the Himalayan region and Jagai area in Balochistan Plateau. The presence of a fairly large number of hot springs in different parts of the country had also been identified by some survey teams. Geothermal exploitation requires an integrated study based on identification of geothermal sites, estimation of the size of the resource, and economic cost involved in exploitation of the resource, determination of heat content of fluids that will be discharged by wells in the geothermal field. After completing a positive feasibility study, geothermal projects may help to solve the energy problem of Pakistan.
Thank you, beta. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Boys, about these renewable energy resources, 3-4 questions are very common, my dear. Number one is that, okay, how is that energy used to produce electricity? Number two, what are the advantages? Number three, what are disadvantages of developing, okay, that energy resource? And number four is the location. It means where do we have the potential with? So about geothermal, you know that heat which is derived, okay, from earth core, and that heat, you know that the water which is in the earth surface, okay, that water absorbs, okay, that heat, okay, and naturally in some areas we have hot springs, and these hot spring mean that water is already in steam farm, so we can do the drilling, and we can put the pipe, okay, into that area where we have the hot springs, okay. So steam, okay, can be brought to the earth surface, and here we can use the force of the steam to drive the turbines and generator. In this way we can produce electricity with. Number two question is advantages better. You know that it is renewable, it provides, okay, constant supply, and it is also pollution free. I mean, no pollution is produced, okay, from using geothermal bit. And disadvantages, it is very expensive, my dear. It needs, okay, maintenance, but it is limited to two activities, volcanic activities and earthquake. Cause this power or potential is always found, okay, where at the margin of the plate, at the margin of the plate beta. So like, okay, survey shows that There are two places in Pakistan. One is in Himalayan region, my dear. Other one is in Chaghi areas in Balochistan. So naturally, okay, we have two places, because from these two areas, the plates are, they are going through Pakistan, okay, and they are the margin of the plate, okay. So here, okay, we can use, okay, that energy, and we can produce electricity with it. Any question, beta, about geothermal? Now come to
No, sir.
wave power, beta, wave energy. Okay, come to page number 148, beta. Yes, Abdullah Subhan, you have problem with the mic, beta?
Sir, can you hear me?
Ahmad Alam. Oh yes, now yes, read, beta.
No, sir.
Yes, Abdullah Subhan, read.
Yes, sir. Sir, from geothermal,
Page 148, beta. Wave power.
waves have
Sir, on 148 is tidal power.
No, no, before that, okay, waves have exceptionally high energy levels, okay, that one, beta.
waves have exceptionally high energy levels. Wave motion can be used to compress air to drive a turbine to generate electricity. Pakistan has about 1,000 kilometers long coastline. The Makran coastal areas have strong wave energy, which could be harnessed for the generation of electric power for rapidly developing coastal cities. Gwadar, Pasni, Ormara, Gadani, etc. However, wave power is an expensive option for Pakistan. Tidal power, it is an
Okay,
renewable.
beta, thank you, beta, thank you. Yes, beta, waves power, wave energy, okay, how can we use, okay, to generate electricity, beta? If you see figure 8.40, my dear. So this is a structure, my dear, we have to build, okay, where we have wave motion. Mean the motion of the waves, okay, so they are very strong enough that in this structure they have the piston. As the wave, okay, will move up, my dear, with so much force, the piston, okay, in that structure, okay, so they will compress air. Mean air will be compressed, okay, and compressed air, okay, can be used to drive the turbine to generate electricity with it. And where do we have the potential, my dear? You know that, okay, we have 1,000 kilometer long coastline, and Makran coast, okay, have strong wave energy like Gwadar, Pasni, or Mada, Gadani. So they are some of the places, okay, where wave energy is strong enough that we can produce electricity with it. But as you know that it is very expensive option, okay, for Pakistan. It will be a kind of burden, okay, on poor economy of the country, but it can be used, okay. We can use, okay, this kind of potential to generate electricity. And disadvantages, you know that, okay, we don't have any disadvantages, my dear. Disadvantage is only expensive, my dear. Advantages, okay, we have so many. It is renewable, better. Constant supply is there because waves, okay, will always be produced over that area, my dear. And plus, okay, non-pollutant, no pollution, okay, will be produced. But only expensive, okay, or maintenance definitely required, my dear. So they are the 2 points, okay, you can write in the disadvantages. So potential definitely we have on Makran coast, Gwadar, Pasni, or Mada and Gadani. Okay, so they are some of the places. Okay, where the motion, wave motion. Okay, they are strong enough that they can be used to generate electricity. In figure 8.40, my dear, this kind of structure is required, my dear. And in this structure, okay, they have the pipes, and in the pipes, okay, they have the piston. You understand that? As well, wave, okay, will move up, okay, with so much force that piston, okay, will compress the air, and compressed air, okay, will be used to rotate the wheel of turbine and generator, and this way we can produce electricity with it. Clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, Ahmad Alam, you can read now tidal power beta.
Okay, sir. Tidal power. Sir, tidal power is.
Yes, beta, tidal power. अब ये फॉलो भी नहीं कर रहा, अब क्या कहें इन बच्चों को यार.
Sir,
It doesn't know that okay we are reading okay where. अगर सख्ती
sir,
की जाए तो फिर ये बोलना शुरू कर देते हैं टीचर बड़े स्ट्रिक्ट हैं.
yes, sir. Tidal power. It is a renewable method of producing electricity by using the movements of the tides. The tide comes in and out once, and usually twice in every 24 hours. This is due to the gravitational pull of the moon. The advantages of tidal power include being renewable, providing a constant supply, and being relatively non pollutant. However, such schemes should be very expensive to build, would destroy important wildlife habitats, and could disrupt local shipping or if arrangements are not made for it.
Thank you. Yes, how can we use tidal power to generate electricity with? So, better mute your mic. Yes, better. In 24 hours a every day, there are twice a time, my dear, okay, that sea is on high tides. Sea is on high tides, okay, you can see in figure 8.41. A wall is built where a wall is built, my dear, okay, in this wall, okay, we have the gates. When sea is on tides, okay, behind the wall, okay, we have a large area where water can be trapped. Mean a kind of a lake, okay. Naturally, okay, we have some areas in Pakistan that, especially okay on Indus Delta place over there, we have so many creeks. So this wall, okay, can be built there, my dear. When sea is on high tides, okay, so we can fill the creeks or the reservoir, okay, behind the wall, or lakes, okay, behind the wall, my dear. And when sea start going to the low tides, so we can close the gates, and the water which is trapped, okay, in the creeks or lakes or reservoir, my dear, so we can use it for rotation of turbine and generator. In this way, okay, we can produce electricity with it. Definitely we have to build a wall, okay, because behind the wall, okay, we have to make sure that there must be a large area where water can be trapped with it. Because when sea is on high tides, you know that, okay, this is due to gravitational pull of the moon. And when do we have, okay, more gravitational pull, okay, from the moon? On which day of the month, beta? Any student, beta?
It's around 14th.
Yes, okay, when we have full moon, beta. Yes, very good, beta. When we have full moon, and full moon is always okay on the 14th day of the month, my dear. I mean moon month, okay. So that is the day, okay, when we have definitely, okay, more gravitational pull of the moon, and it pulls, okay, water. That's why that, okay, sea is on high tides, and this water, okay, can be trapped, okay, into the reservoir or lakes, and we can produce, okay, electricity from that stored water. Beta. It is a type of HEP, Mario, okay, but you know that, okay, the HEP station, okay, which we build, okay, in the upper areas, definitely water comes, okay, from rainy water or melt water. Here, water is stored from sea water. So sea water is involved in that. Otherwise, okay, an HEP station, okay, which we have in the mountainside. So melt water and rainy water is trapped, okay, into the reservoir, okay, and that is used to rotate the turbine and generator. And here they are using only sea water. And when sea is on high tides, so the level of the water, okay, in the sea rises, and they can trap, okay, that water, okay, behind the wall. So they can close the gates once, okay, sea goes on low tides better. So then they gradually, okay, spill the water, and in this way, okay, they can produce electricity better. Advantages, my dear: renewable provides okay constant supply, okay non-pollutant, my dear. But as you know that is very expensive. It can destroy okay your wildlife habitats, cause you will trap the water, and animals okay can be trapped okay into the reservoir or lake, or maybe okay they can be affected okay due to that process, my dear. And plus your local shipping okay can be affected, cause when you will be spilling okay water okay from the reservoir, so high waves okay can be formed, okay, and these high waves okay can disrupt okay your local shipping beta. Yes. So due to that, okay, we can say that yes, there are some advantages and disadvantages, my dear. Now, where do we have the potential beta? We have the potential on Indus Deltic okay creek area. There are so many creeks over there. So naturally, okay, water can be trapped okay into creeks, and in later on, okay, it can be spilled okay from the creek area into the sea, and definitely okay, the force of the water will be strong enough that okay, it can rotate turbine or generator, and we can produce electricity with it. Yes, Ahmed Nawaz, okay, will read from biomass beta.
Yes, sir. Biomass. Biomass refers to organic material, plants and vegetable matter, both living and decaying, that can be used as fuel. Most commonly, biomass refers to plant matter grown to generate electricity or produce biofuel. Examples of biomass include trees and grasses. Agricultural residues like used vegetable oils, wheat straw or corn, sugar beets, grains, sugar cane, wood waste like paper trash, yard clippings, sawdust or wood chips. Methane that is captured from landfills, livestock and municipal waste, etc. Numerous processes such as gasification and fermentation can tap into this energy source to produce energy available for human use.
Continue.
Biomass in Pakistan. The use of biomass as fuel is not new to Pakistan. The village women make patties of cow dung, straw and clay to dry and use as home cooking fuel. Unfortunately, it is a relatively inefficient use of the biomass and causes severe indoor air pollution, with well documented adverse health effects such as lung and chest infections.
Biogas too beta.
Biogas. Biogas is produced from animal and plant waste. Fermentation of cow dung gives off methane gas, which is used for cooking, heating, and other purposes. Biogas projects are in the process of development. Although biogas is a cheap source of energy, it means cow dung can no longer be used as manure. If this happens on a large scale, it will aggravate the deficiency of a soil already lacking in organic nutrients. Moreover, it will increase air pollution because methane is a greenhouse gas.
Thank you, beta. In biomass, okay, you know that we use organic material, beta. So a lot of things, okay, can be used. So you can use, okay, in the form of fuel, beta, and even we can produce, okay, electricity for that, my dear. And biomass, okay, if you are cooking, okay, indoor, my dear. So you understand that indoor cooking mean that indoor pollution, okay, can be produced, beta. And this pollution, okay, can affect, okay, your lungs and chest. So mean that you can have lung or chest infection, okay, you can receive, okay, due to indoor pollution, okay. Definitely you know that in villages, okay, when they cook food, okay, so they burn, okay, some woods, okay, waste material of some plants, okay, they do that. Definitely they are exposed to air pollution, and this air pollution, okay, can cause lung and chest infection, my dear. In biomass, my dear, animals and plant waste, okay, like cow dung, okay, you know that it can be used, okay, for extraction of methane gas. And methane gas, okay, you know that it can be used, okay, for cooking, heating, and even if you have the generator, it runs on methane gas, okay, so you can produce electricity too with it. But as you know that cow dung is used, okay, as a farm yard manure beta. But if you start using, okay, this one for extraction of methane gas, so then your soil okay will become infertile beta. So from there okay we can say that definitely if your soil is infertile okay, so less food will be produced beta. But if you're using okay methane gas for cooking okay, for burning process material, for heating okay, for generation of electricity, so you understand that this is a greenhouse gas, and greenhouse gas okay definitely affects okay air, and it produces okay air pollution. So air pollution means that okay people can be affected okay from different diseases, lungs problem okay, breathing problem okay, chest problem okay, heart problem, food poisoning okay in children okay. So this is due to air pollution. If we have more air pollutants okay in the air, so they can cause okay human beings with. The next topic is about, it's a kind of profile of electricity generation bit, that which departments are responsible for generation of electricity my dear, transmission of electricity and also distribution of electricity in Pakistan. You know that WAPDA, Water and Power Development Authority, and also Karachi Electric Supply Corporation. So they are the two government, we can say that departments, okay, which are responsible for generation of electricity, transmission of electricity, and also distribution of electricity, okay, within Pakistan. We have the role of private sector, my dear, in which we have Karachi Nuclear Power Plant and also IPP. They are independent private producer okay, of electricity. So they are also involved okay, in power generation in Pakistan. So they generate electricity and they provide electricity to WAPDA and also Karachi Electric Supply Corporation. So they distribute okay according to the load center. They have their load center, main grid station, substation. From there okay they supply electricity to domestic usage or industrial uses better. So whatever electricity is produced, first of all, it is transmitted into a grid station with a national grid system. Okay, we have that. So from national grid system, okay, it is transmitted to load center with load center. So national grid system which we have in Pakistan, it's a large network of transmission line, my dear. Wherever electricity is produced, first of all, it is transmitted okay into national grid system, and from there it is transmitted to the load center. I mean from there it is distributed okay for household use or industrial use or agricultural use or some other uses. We have that beta. Any question up till here beta? So you can go through about national grid system, my dear. What is the advantage of national grid system, my dear? It means that where you use more electricity, production is less. So by this system, okay, you can provide or supply electricity to that usage area beta. Maybe okay, you have industrial area, but electricity is produced less in that area. So how will you supply that? Okay, because you have electricity in national grid system. From there you can supply it to the usage area or more consumption area. We can say that beta. So this is the benefit of national grid system. Okay, wherever you want to supply electricity, so by this system, okay, you can supply that because it has electricity and because it is connected okay with the power stations. Wherever electricity is produced, so national grid system is connected to that, and load centers are connected to the national grid system beta. In this way okay we can produce we can transmit or we can distribute electricity easily better. There is one disadvantage, my dear, of national grid system. You know, when you supply or transmit electricity on longer distances, cause production area is in the north and the consumption area is in the south better. How much long distance is there? So when you transmit electricity on longer distances, keep in mind that, my dear, there is electricity loss. And once okay it was 30%, okay, now it has been reduced to 21%. electricity loss, okay, when you transmit electricity on longer distances, better longer distances. So advantage and disadvantage, okay. Now come to page number 160, better. Sorry, 150, not 60, okay, 150. Here you can see one table, my dear, and this is showing that how much is the installed capacity of Pakistan. Can see HEP is 33% of power generation which is produced in Pakistan, and 67% electricity is supplied, okay, from thermal power station. From thermal power station, beta. So overall installed capacity of Pakistan is 67,000, more than 67,000 megawatt electricity. But we don't produce, okay, always, okay, 67,000 megawatt electricity, beta. So what are the reasons, okay, behind that? Why do we have a shortage of electricity supply in Pakistan? So on page 150, we have seven factors. Seven factors, okay, you can see that. Actually, they are the cause, or they are the causes of a shortage of electricity supplies in Pakistan. Yes, Hassan Bajwa, read beta. 7 points. The factors which are responsible for a shortage of electricity in Pakistan. Yes, Hassan. Huzefa, you can read beta. भाईजान सो गए हैं मुबश्शिर Abdurrahman.
Sir, on page 150, right?
Yes, beta 150.
Many of the
The
power, this one,
yes, this one, yes.
many of the power plants are not working to their full capacity due to financial constraints, lack of expertise, and maintenance facilities. During the winter season, the hydel power generation decreases with the reduced flow of water in the rivers. The national grid system supplies electricity to all the provinces. Long transmission lines cause the losses of electricity. Siltation in the reservoirs of dams also causes disruption in electricity generation by reducing the flow of water. Power theft occurs on a large scale. Until recently, the ghastly loss and theft from Karachi Electric Supply Corporation (KESC) was at approximately 41%. That is 41% of the electricity generated was not paid for by those using it. Water and Power Development Authority (WAPDA) suffered from 21% losses in transmission and distribution. The high price of fossil fuels increases the cost of electricity generation. Industrialization, urbanization, and rural electricity have increased demand for electricity.
Thank you, beta. Yes, beta, there are seven factors. Number one is financial constraints. Okay, you have the problem, okay, with the fund supply, my dear. Number two, a reduced flow of water during winter, because in winter melt water, I mean melting of ice, okay, that stops, okay, rainfall is also less. So there is reduced supply of water, okay, from that area. Number three, okay, losses of electricity on longer distances. That is so much, my dear. And number four, siltation in the reservoirs. That our reservoirs are being silted, my dear, or siltation is happening, okay, they are reducing their main storage capacity, okay, day by day. Mean less water is stored over there. It means less water is available for generation of electricity. With power theft, especially in Karachi city, my dear, that electricity is produced, it is consumed, but it is not paid back. Beta. So 41% loss, okay, was in Karachi city, but now, okay, they have reduced that. So it's a big loss, okay, for WAPDA. And number six, okay, high price of fossil fuels. as we produce 67% electricity from fossil fuels. So definitely it's a big burden. We can say that when electricity is produced, that is very expensive. And plus, you know that we have more demand of electricity in Pakistan due to industrialization, urbanization, and rural electrification. Now we are left with the two topics, my dear. One is rural electrification. You know that means supplying electricity to rural areas, not city areas, my dear. Rural areas mean villages. So what are the benefits of supplying electricity to rural areas? You can see on page 151, my dear. There are four benefits: that we can install tube wells, we can reduce water logging and salinity, and agricultural products can be increased. Number three, small scale industries, so machineries can be installed over there, more industrial outputs from there. Number three, standard of living, so people can use electronic gadgets, we can say that, or electronic, we can say appliances, they can use at home, so they can improve their living standard, my dear. And number four, that people can have access to information technology. If they have no electricity, so how can they use electronic gadgets, my dear? So how can they use that? How can they watch TV or some other entertainment? So they can do that without electricity is not possible with. So they are some of the benefits of rural electrification with, when we provide electricity to rural areas with. Then we have some schemes which are going on in Pakistan, in all provinces of Pakistan, that somewhere we have problem in supplying of electricity, and somewhere we have supplied that. And the last point, that is about the importance of power resources for economic development. So just go through that, my dear. And if you don't understand any point, you will ask me in next lesson. So otherwise in next lesson, we will do the exercise part, beta. So if you have any question, ask me, beta.
No, sir, no question.
Okay, then take care. Inshallah, see you next lesson, beta.
Officer.
Lafayette, sir.
Allah Hafiz, Allah Hafiz.